Hey, I'm Zach. I'm a videographer and editor here at Crutchfield, and today I'm talking about the Sony Airpeak S1 drone. So the Airpeak S1 is Sony's first venture into the drone world. It's a high-end premium drone aimed at professional photographers and cinematographers, specifically those who are already invested in the Sony ecosystem. Here at the Crutchfield video team, we're fully invested in the Sony ecosystem. We have Sony FX6s as our main cameras. We have Sony mirrorless cameras as our B cameras, and that's actually what we have mounted on the drone now. We have a Sony A7S3 mounted to the gimbal. And even outside of work, I personally own a Sony A7 mirrorless camera, so I have a lot of experience with the Sony ecosystem, and I know what fantastic image quality you can get out of these cameras. So let's break down the Sony Airpeak 1 into its individual components. First off, we've got the Sony S1 drone, we've got the Gremsy gimbal, and we've got your choice of Sony mirrorless camera. The gimbal is sold separately from the drone, and obviously the mirrorless camera is sold separately as well. With the Sony Airpeak S1 package, you do get included a set of 2 batteries and 1 remote controller. You can add on additional batteries and an additional remote controller, and I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about why you might want to add those things on. So I mentioned the controller. I gotta say, I really love this controller. It's super well built, super ergonomic. It fits great in your hand, and it's super easy to use. You can control basic operations of the drone, up, down, left, right, and basic operations of the gimbal and the camera. You can change basic settings like your aperture, ISO, stop and start record, things like that. And then to see what you're shooting, you go ahead and you can throw an iPad or even an iPhone into the mount on the controller. So like I was saying, you can control basic operation of both the drone and the camera from this one controller. But if you're trying to pull off a high-speed move or a more complex shot, it can be a little bit much to do all from one controller. Sony does allow you to purchase another remote controller and do something called dual operator mode, where one person can control the drone and another person can control the movements of the camera. That's pretty awesome because it allows the pilot of the drone to make sure they stay on their flight path and keep everybody on set safe, and the operator of the camera can make sure they're getting the precise camera movements that they need. But if you're going solo, you don't need to worry about it. The Sony Airpeak S1 has 5-way stereo cameras with high-speed image sensing to make sure you don't run into any trees or houses or other obstacles, so that you can focus on the shot that you're trying to get and keep everybody on set safe. I would recommend probably getting 3 extra sets of batteries. The drone does come with 1 set of 2 batteries, and we have a second set of 2 batteries as well, which allows us to limit the amount of time that we aren't able to fly. But if you want to maximize the amount of time you're in the air, I would recommend getting 3 more sets of batteries. That way you can continually charge and use them. And if you're in a production scenario, being able to be up in the air when you need to get the shot is essential. So the Sony Airpeak S1 has some pretty cool built-in software functionality as well. You have automatic deceleration and braking. You have automatic return to home. You have automatic full system checks before flight, and the drone can perform those mid-flight, so it can let you know if there's any problem with the drone while you're flying. Like I said, the Airpeak Flight mobile app lets you control basic functionality of the drone and the camera. And from the Airpeak base web app, you can organize your projects and manage your equipment in a secure way. You can also plan flight paths and view your flight logs. So you can set the drone to a couple different flight modes. You've got standard mode, which utilizes all the sensors and makes for a pretty safe and stable flight. You've got velocity mode, which improves hovering and maneuvering. And you've got mission flight, which lets you execute preset flight paths and repeat those as many times as you want. The Sony Airpeak drone flies up to 55.9 miles per hour. It resists winds up to 44.7 miles per hour. In terms of flight time, you're going to get about 22 minutes with no payload, and then you're going to get about 12 minutes with a payload. That's going to vary depending on the camera and lens combo that you put on the drone. The landing gear does retract once you go up in the air to keep an unrestricted view for your camera. Both the propellers and the gimbal detach for easy transportation, and you can even hot swap batteries so that you don't have to turn off the drone. So we're out here on a beautiful day in Central Virginia getting some awesome shots. You might be able to hear that it's a little bit windy, but the drone is handling that no problem. We're getting some great footage and I'm super happy with it. So we've really enjoyed our time with it and we're really looking forward to trying it out on some future shoots and seeing what kind of shots we can get. If you have any questions about this or anything else we sell, get in touch with us here at Crutchfield.